Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us as we celebrate the 14th seasonal opening of our Capitol Hunger Garden. Food insecurity remains a prominent issue across our state and affects all walks of life. Much of this issue can be attributed to the fluctuations in our economy and the ever-increasing costs of goods and services. As a co-chair of the Legislative Hunger Garden, I work with my colleagues in both chambers to help raise awareness about the impact hunger and food insecurity has on our Commonwealth. The most visible of our caucus's initiatives is the Bountiful Garden behind me, which was established in 2010. It's not very bountiful right now, but it will be in a week or so. Since our very first season, the Capitol Hunger Garden has fulfilled the mission of raising and providing healthful food options for those in need. I'd like to thank the Department of General Services, who grants us the ability every year to use this piece of land for our garden, and whose staff each year facilitates this effort. I'd also like to recognize those who have taken time to join me here this morning: Tammy Lynn and Peter Flynn from the Pennsylvania Vegetable Growers, Joe Arthur, CEO of the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, Steve Cordero, and all the other volunteers of the Penn State Cooperative Master Gardeners who assist in the planting and cultivating of the garden each season, Representative Emily Kincaid, my Hunger Caucus co-chair, and my colleagues and senators who are all busy today, so nobody's here. This time I'd like to ask Representative Kincaid to come forward and say a few words.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you all for being here today. This is such an important event every year. A couple weeks ago, this was a weed patch, and we see just the incredible transformation that this has made in just this amount of time, and the transformation that it's going to make over the next couple months as we grow hundreds of pounds of food for people who need it most. And it is symbolic of the work that we need to do in this building as well to make sure that no Pennsylvanian goes hungry. The unfortunate thing is that food insecurity since the pandemic has gotten worse, and what the Hunger Garden represents is a commitment to making sure that we are addressing that issue. And I appreciate so much the volunteers and folks that are involved in making sure that the Hunger Garden is a success year after year. We donate hundreds of pounds of food to Downtown Daily Bread, and they feed hundreds of people every day. And this is just one small part of addressing food insecurity in Pennsylvania and across our nation. And we need to keep working on that. And I'm excited to see the kinds of initiatives that we can get passed in our budget as we're looking at that in June to make sure that we continue to address hunger in Pennsylvania. And I will turn it over to back over to Senator Vogel to introduce our next folks.
Thank you, Representative Kincaid. Also, Senator Judy Schwank has just arrived. My minority chair of the Ag Committee is here, so thank you for coming. This last year's bounty yielded a total of more than 830 pounds of produce, which consisted of many different vegetables and herbs, including tomatoes, eggplant, cucumbers, carrots, bush beans, Swiss chard, dill, rosemary, thyme, pole beans, onions, and various assortments of peppers. Like last season, all the vegetables produced in this year will be donated to Downtown Daily Bread, who will utilize their produce in their kitchen to provide basic needs to many in Harrisburg. Due to unforeseen circumstances, Corey Lingenfelder, who's executive director for the Downtown Daily Bread, was unable to make it today. We were very appreciative of her dedication to providing those in need with wholesome meals. I'd like to now invite Tammy Lynn, who is executive director of the PA Vegetable Growers Association, to say a few words.
Thank you, Senator Vogel. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We're here to celebrate a partnership that supports both our communities and our commitment to fighting hunger in Pennsylvania. The Capitol Hunger Garden is a testament to the dedication of the Legislative Hunger Caucus and their tireless efforts to raise awareness about food insecurity throughout the Commonwealth. PVGA is proud to be a partner in this vital initiative, and we are honored to donate a selection of high-quality plants and seeds to the Hunger Garden. These carefully chosen varieties will not only contribute to an abundant harvest, but also ensure a broad range of fresh produce for those who need it most. We believe that access to healthy food is a fundamental right, and this donation reflects our commitment to working alongside organizations like the Hunger Caucus to combat hunger in Pennsylvania. Through the care of the Penn State Master Gardeners and other volunteers, we are confident these plants and seeds will flourish in the garden, and we look forward to continuing our partnership in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. This time I'd like to ask Peter Flynn, the president of the Vegetable Growers, to say a few words.
Hello. So yeah, I'm the president of the Vegetable Growers, and with 1 in 8 Americans being food insecure, this Hunger Garden can exemplify the importance of agriculture in the fight against hunger. Pennsylvania's fertile soils can produce as much as 25 tons of vegetables per acre. I mean, that's pretty amazing to me, but supporting Pennsylvania farmers and the research that goes into agriculture helps fight against hunger in Pennsylvania and the world. Thank you guys all for being here. Excellent.
Thank you, Tammy and Peter, of the Vegetable Growers Association, for being here. And you're a great asset and supporter of our Hunger Garden, and you graciously, like you said, donate the seeds and the seedlings for us to plant each year, so we definitely appreciate that very much. And lastly, I would like to ask Joe Arthur from the Pennsylvania Central Food Bank to share a few words with us.
Thank you, Senator Vogel. Thank you, Representative Kincaid, and all of our partners up here. This garden always reminds me of my pitiful garden, which I did plant this week, and rest assured there'll be at least 100 pounds of produce that the deer and bunnies are going to really enjoy. So, and we'll get a couple tomatoes for the house. I am the CEO at the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, but today I'm really representing all of the food banks and all of our over 3,000 partner agencies locally that help provide emergency food to people in need in Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, that's well over 1.2 million people right now. So my main point today from all of us to the rest of Pennsylvania is we are actually in a hunger crisis. We are serving more people right now across the state and across the nation. It's not just a Pennsylvania challenge, than we were in the height of the pandemic back in 2021. Hard to believe, but that's actually where we are. So it does take partnerships like this in this symbolic victory that we've had here, this Victory Garden, since back around 2010. With Senator Brubaker's foresight and just generations of wonderful chairs for this particular Hunger Garden. It's important. It shows what can be done. I do want to point out that in addition to the hunger crisis, we also have this high inflation that is impacting families, which is part of the hunger crisis. We did move past most of the health crisis from the pandemic, but it did unleash this inflation that we're dealing with. So families are paying more than 25% for their groceries than they were several years ago. And we all know what's happening with rents, housing, all of the really basic needs have all gone up. Actually, everything has gone up. I challenge you to tell me something that has not gone up. But that's what families are dealing with, and that's why we're so busy. So it's important to remember who we're serving, right? This is our fellow Pennsylvanians, folks just like us, seniors, families with children, our veterans. We're proud in Pennsylvania with our partner Feeding Pennsylvania, who is represented in the crowd, that we have something called Military Share, where we serve veterans and active duty personnel and their families that are struggling. That is unique in the country. And we need resources to do it. And this example here of the Hunger Garden is really how we get that done. And from our wonderful volunteers and our wonderful donors. But again, that is unique. Another thing that's unique almost around the country is our Pennsylvania Ag Surplus system, right here in Pennsylvania. Our state food purchase program, right here in Pennsylvania. Those tools that this General Assembly each year finds a way to not only fund, but even add some. Thank you very much. An incredible set of tools that we need. Of course, we're going to ask you for more. So hopefully you can come through in the rest of the budget process. But there's a reason why we ask for more. It's because we actually need it. We wouldn't ask if we didn't need it. And not just us, it's not for us, it's for our fellow Pennsylvanians. So thank you to the General Assembly for each year for providing those incredible programs, and for the administration for leveraging it. And finally, just want to go back to the garden here and say it is an honor to be here representing food banks across the state and our partners. And this symbol provides us hope. so that this year, once again, we can meet the needs. So thank you very much, Senator Vogel, and thank you, Representative Kincaid. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Joe. At this time, I'd like to ask Senator Swank to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Elder. Joe, I'm standing here listening to you talk about your garden and the problems with the deer and so forth. I have those problems too. But of course, we don't have a team of master gardeners behind us making sure that our gardens look like this one always does. This is a model garden. You do incredible work, master gardeners, and thank you so much. Some of you I know have been doing this for years, have been with this project, so thank you. Of course, the garden is symbolic, and yes, it's more than a symbol because we actually do have produce that comes from this garden that's going down to the food bank, to our daily bread. But I think what we need to focus on today, and all of the speakers have, Senator Vogel as well as Representative Kincaid and Joe and others, is the need for the food. It absolutely, we must have it. And we need fresh food. We need to be sure that that's a right as well, that folks are able to have the kinds of foods that all of us enjoy, that we're able to purchase that they may not be. So I'm very pleased to be a part of this. I look forward to, as we go through the budget, usually it's not much of an argument in terms of increasing the funding for the state surplus program and other programs that we use to help get more food. And by the way, food directly from our farms here in Pennsylvania to our regional food banks. This is important work, and it's always a great day. In an hour or so, I think they're blessing the balers, Senator Vogel. We're blessing the garden here today, the start of the gardening season, and I'm certain that we'll have a great growing season. They have water, they have everything that they need, and great plants as well. But let's all rededicate ourselves, as we do every year, to making sure that we support our charitable food system here in the Commonwealth, continue to do that, and hope for the day when there's less of a need for the support that we need to provide. Thank you, everybody, particularly to our co-chairs.
Thank you, Senator Swank. Before we wrap up here, I just need to thank Steve and the Master Gardeners over here. Like, Steve has been doing this for a long, long time, and he does a great job and always volunteers. And we also could use other volunteers. So in conclusion, I'd like to thank all those who came here this morning and everyone who's involved in the effort to advocate for food security and help provide for our communities. As a reminder, the planning for the garden will begin on Thursday, May 7th. That's 2 days from now at 9 o'clock. So anybody wants to get your hands dirty, why, feel free to come out and help. I'm sure they won't turn away the help. And this garden serves as a shining example of how organizations can come together to help serve those in dire need and make our lives for residents better. So I want to thank you all once again for coming, and let's have a great growing season. Thank you very much.
Want to do a picture?
Yes, we're going to take some pictures here and do a couple ceremonial plantings here right now. So everybody hang around and get a picture.